Episode 18 of the On the Air podcast, starring you and today's guest, out of Ohio by way of St. Louis, an inspiration to me personally and anyone else that knows her. Full of life and all types of awesomeness, she's the two-time cancer ass-kicking champion. You can follow her on Twitter at Black Honey. Today's guest, Kiyah. It's been a couple of weeks, and I've missed you. I missed you guys. Thanks for all the emails from those of you wanting to be on the show and those of you wanted to know when the next episode would be up. I kind of got caught up in the past couple of weeks, and for that, I apologize. A few things that's been going on with me. I've been on the road or in the air, however you guys want to look at it. I've been to Arizona, Chicago, Maryland, and D.C. in the past couple of weeks. I am out of Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. But most of those travels have been for work. And I've also been having sex. So there's that. I'm not sure if I told y'all a few weeks ago, but I had to go to the ER. My blood pressure was sky high. More on that on a future episode where I am being interviewed. Y'all expressed an interest in me being interviewed, which actually I found to be very surprising because I didn't really think you guys wanted that. So my lovely girlfriend, Brittany, shout out to her. She took over the show, and so she'll be bringing that episode to you guys soon. So look forward to that. Football is back. Donald Trump is dead serious, and a new iPhone is on the way. And by my count, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. We got awesome shows lined up for you guys, including the healthcare episode and the roundtable. So please, please, please send me any questions you have about health insurance, Obamacare, group insurance, from work, all of that. They'll be answered on the show. You guys can tweet me your questions at OTAP Show on Twitter, or you guys can send me an email directly on Twitter. I'm sorry, you guys can tweet me at my main account at The Real Shitty on Twitter. That's SCHITTY, The Real Shitty, SCHITTY. Or you guys can send me an email at otap@writeme.com. That's OTAP@writeme.com. Got an iTunes review, another 5-star from Antoine. He says, "This is at Uncle Rip on Twitter, just showing love. Keep it up, man." He always shows love, and I appreciate you, brother. All right, guys, y'all have heard me enough. Let's go ahead and get to the show. Welcome to the show. This week we have Kiyah. She's here. We're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to get into some of the things that she's been going through, some inspirational things that are hopefully. For those of you that are looking for a little bit of inspiration, I'm hoping that you guys will find that on this episode because I have been inspired by her story, and I know many of you have. What's going on, Kiyah?
Oh. Hi.
That was the most enthusiastic. Hi. That's what you do to the.
It really was. Like, seriously.
That's what you do to the neighbors.
I'm glad to be here.
When you first move into a neighborhood, that's what you do. Or when someone else first moves in, and you don't want to seem like you like the mean neighbor, or you always hit them with the hi.
But I am the mean neighbor. Like, I be looking like, really?
Oh, you one of those?
No, I'm just saying, like, I be so irritated with my neighbors sometimes. Like, I don't say nothing. But, yeah.
What do they do to irritate you?
It's like the extra loud music. Like, the other day, it was like 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and you blast the music.
I got
Come
you.
on, my dude. Like, you gotta...
So let me ask you this. If it was music that you liked, would it have been a problem?
Yeah. Because it still woke me up.
I moved into another building because the people that was moving into the building I was in, it was no longer peaceful. It was kind of the same things. It was even more irritating because the music that they were playing was whack. Like, I didn't want to have to hear that. And then it's like, I just felt like, all right, well, maybe my building is becoming a little too affordable. I just moved somewhere else that costs a little bit more, so for the peace and quiet, I'll pay for that.
It's just like, you know, I would be fine if it wasn't like the same thing every day. Like, okay, after I had a surgery, I noticed it. Like every day around noon, from noon to about 2, it's real loud music.
Mm.
Then about two in the morning, why are you scraping chairs through the floor? Why can I hear you walking? Morning. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Come on. Like, have some common courtesy.
Exactly. You should. This is what you should do. You should open up your window and you should be like, "I'm fighting cancer. Damn." That way they'll chill out because they're like, "Oh man, my bad." Really, like springing out on them. Like really, like go outside one day and just spring it on them and make them uncomfortable as shit.
You just have no idea how many times I just want to go up some stairs. Like,
so
just run up some stairs right quick and knock on the door. Like,
Are you one of those people though? Like, are you one of those knock on the doors, leave a note on the car type people, or you just kind of just suffer inside?
I am not going to lie. I have thought about flipping that note under the door, but only because it's so consistent in it. It's like I can't set my head to
it. Wow. Would you put your name on it? Would you put your unit or your home on it? Your address? Would you let them know?
Your downstairs neighbor, who live right below you. Your downstairs neighbor.
Then you know what's gonna happen, right? Every little thing that happened or a little complaint that come by, you're gonna be the one. It's it. They're gonna be like, oh, it's her.
And I try to be like, calm, cool, and collected, and I just really try. But I should be like, look, if I don't come home from work sometimes till maybe 1 or later, it don't really bother me.
Mm.
And my honey is sleeping, nothing wake him up. But like, if I didn't come home till 1 or later, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and you waking me up, not a problem. And this ain't the first time you don't woke me up. Like, you don't woke me up when I'm taking a nap in the middle of the day after treatment.
You know what I learned a lot of times is that to them, what they're doing is probably normal. And I'm not making excuses for it, but what I'm saying is the psychology behind it is a lot of times people don't know that they're doing something wrong until you bring it to their attention. So
This is my thing. I understand you may want to play music. You know what I'm saying? Jam out. We all have those days where we just want to jam out.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you live in an apartment building, why can't you turn it to like a 6 instead of a 15?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, you could turn it up a little bit. You can either sing along. But I'm going to need you to not be so meek meal with it.
so loud and obnoxious for no reason. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. Why you so meek meal with it? Why y'all so meek meal? Y'all ain't said a goddamn thing. All right, so let's get started with this. I'm gonna ask this question that I usually reserve for the end of the interviews, but I'm gonna start off with this one, given what we're talking about. Where do people get you fucked up?
People think that answer this. Like, a lot of people think that because I go through so much and, sometimes I choose not to respond, that I won't go there. To let you know that turn up is real, and I will meet meal with you. I will go there with you real quick. Like I'm trying to work on my hair trigger, as my honey will call it. Like I'm trying not to like snap
Oh, you
stuff
short?
this
You
week.
short fused?
I'm not. I'm short for a reason. Patience thin. Thinner than LeBron's hairline. Even yes, yes.
Patience thinner than LeBron's hairline.
And I don't have it. And I think it was because like I'm used to not trusting not a person.
Mm.
And I just like patience thin.
Mm.
And I just got here.
Is that a product of your surroundings? Like, where did you grow up? Where are you from?
Yes. I'm from St. Louis.
Okay.
St. Louis, Missouri. People that don't know, it's here. And I'm from the hillside. That's for people that don't know St. Louis. That is the hood. Okay.
Okay.
It's not the county. It's not the suburb like Ferguson. No, that's the hood.
Okay.
That's where our couple blocks were nice. Everybody mowed their grass, but you can go 2 blocks over, and I know exactly where the trap house is. Like they hustling on the corner. I can walk to the corner store, and some crackheads trying to sell you a oxygen tank out of an Aldi bag. Like it's rich.
Mm.
It's rich around the park. So I could say that's really a product of not only my early surroundings, but I would say that it's a product of just the way I was brought up.
Was there
And
with that being a part of your surroundings? Was there any in particular incident that might have stood out to you that kind of was like, you know what, from this point forward, fuck everybody.
yes, I wasn't, my mother gave me away when I was 6 months old to my great aunt. She raised me from thereafter. When you're small like that, you don't realize it. You still want, when you're hurting, you want your mother. When you're sad, you want your mother.
Yeah.
My first words were mama to my great aunt. Like, it wasn't until I was like 10 or 11, I realized, I can't even trust my own mother. Because you don't trust me. I don't have patience with her. You think I'm going to have patience with you? No, let's be with it.
What happened that caused her to give you away?
She got married, and she got married. She got pregnant not long after that. She got married about a year and a half after she gave me away. Not even, because she was pregnant with my little brother. And they moved to Arkansas, and they were the happy little family.
So wait, so by her get married, it was all right. I'm done. Like I'm way lost by it. Not that you were unclear about it. Is
Mom,
was she on drugs?
no.
Did the
My mother
dude
had
not
always been a
want?
selfish person. I was a product of course, as she would call it, the heat of the passion of the moment of the night. And he didn't want anything to do with her or me. Her mother was talking to her like it wasn't how she saw her life going. So, what do you do with a problem? You try to get rid of it.
All right. So wait, I'm just trying to piece the puzzle together for me and the listeners. Was it a matter of all right? So the dude she married, Did she step out
Mm-hmm.
on him and got pregnant with you?
No, they started dating at like a couple months after she had me,
So
and
he,
they fell in love or lust or I don't know what it was, and they decided they wanted to be together, and
but being
you know,
together, being together, like you are part of that together.
not in her eyes.
Wow. When's that? When the last time you talked to her?
Before she passed away, I moved to Ohio, and her last words to me were, "You are dead to me."
Wow.
Mhm. We've always had that relationship. If I wasn't doing anything for her, I was very dispensable.
She sounds like she. It sounds like she blames you for something, yet she was able to go off and get married.
Mm-hmm.
When you did she die from an illness or was it just old age?
It was a car accident.
All right. When she when you heard about the car accident and her passing, did you feel anything?
I did. I was sad. Of course, I was sad. Like I can't. I feel very deeply. I'm a very, very emotional person. And I feel things very deeply. Like I may not act like it sometimes, but I do. I have feelings. I have emotions. I felt something. I still feel something. Her birthday was just earlier this month, and I was a little sad that day. Do I wish things could have been better? Yes. Do I think the relationship that she and I didn't have made me a stronger person? Yes. Do
What
I think it made me realize things about relationships? Be it family relationships or other relationships? Yes.
I imagine at some point you kind of had to, in order to move forward, there had to be some form of coping mechanism or something that was probably made clear to you to a point to where you sort of understood or understand what this is or what was happening. Did something like that ever happen to you, or was there some realization? Like, how were you able to move forward with that?
I had to realize that actions always speak louder than words. And she continuously showed me who she was, and I just didn't want to believe it because I was like, this woman gave birth to me. Sorry, I didn't want to believe that.
Mm,
And I just kind of, there had to come a point where I had to choose me.
mm.
And I was at that point, especially when I moved out here, I, I had to choose me and my happiness over all the BS.
Yeah. What about your biological father? Was he ever around or in the picture?
For a few months, he died in 2008.
What wa- what was your relationship like with him?
It was like, hey, I'm your daughter. I was, it is, years ago, I was 23. Um, kind of just popped up on him.
You
Okay,
ser-
I'm your daughter.
you searched for him,
Mm-hmm.
and how did he take that pleasant surprise?
There was a DNA test.
Hmm.
DNA test came back. I was his daughter. And he actually died of a heart attack. Um,
Was even after the DNA test, was he open to you being his daughter? I know that sounds like a weird question to ask, but was he
to an
receptive
extent,
to it?
but then to an extent, but still you got to be like, he felt some type of way about my mother. And I realized that after talking with him. He felt some type of way about her. And he just wasn't sure. So after the DNA test came back, he came to terms with it, but it wasn't like, hey, daughter, you know what I'm saying? It was just
Right.
like, hey, okay, you're my daughter, okay.
Did he have any thoughts or feelings on the situation between you and your mom and her giving you away?
He said he wish he would have known,
Mm.
but that at that point, there probably wasn't much more that he could have done at that point in his life.
What made you want to look for him?
You know, when you get to a point, you just want answers.
Yeah.
You have so many questions, and there are no answers. You just want answers. I'm still that way. I question everything. It is me. If I always have more questions than answers, it's a problem.
Yeah. That's true. I'm that same way. I just want people to, if I have a question, the reason why I have more questions is because one of your answers didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I need people to make it make sense.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes even as much as I had to realize that sometimes even as much as they explain it, sometimes it'll never make sense to me. Because what makes sense to one person may not to another.
Right.
A lot of my mother's actions never make sense to me. They still don't. But they make sense to her. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. With the amount of what seems to be discord between you and your mom and I guess for what it's worth, you and your dad. Was there anything in particular that you may have learned from them, good or bad?
I think that I learned that trust definitely in my circle is earned. It's not just given.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people who grow up with parents, they trust them and they learn to trust very easily. I don't.
Mm. I can
I
understand
don't
why.
at all. And I learned that trust is definitely earned and it's not given. Respect is earned and it's not just given. Um, and I just wanted to like you at the end of the day, you know who's in your corner.
Yeah. Did you? Those are two unfortunate things. Did you
Mm.
have a? How was your childhood growing up? Despite that.
You know what? I was in my childhood and I didn't get to experience some things that I would have. But I knew at the end of the day, my great aunt who raised me loved me. And until the day that she passed away, there was nothing I wouldn't do for that woman. Nothing, because she gave up her life to take care of me. She was
Right.
66 when I was born.
Wow.
There was nothing. And she's been gone 10 years. There was nothing she wouldn't do for me. We didn't have a whole lot, but we had each other.
What's the?
Yeah, there was like things that she couldn't teach me how to do, but she taught me to trust my instincts. She taught me to read and to learn and to love learning, to love music. She taught me so much that I still have to this day. So I think my childhood was good, even though people would look at it like I lost. I feel like I gained.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your most fondest moment from your childhood?
Um, hmm, moment. I'm trying to think.
It could be a laugh or a
Oh,
joke or anything like that.
okay. Oh, okay. Every Sunday, without fail, my aunt had this huge stereo, and it was a radio and a record player, and it had 8 tracks on it. Like, it's definitely old school. Just out there every Sunday. There was B.B. King, there was Ray Charles, there was Aretha Franklin, and we would clean around the house and just sing, get laugh, dance. To this day, there's some songs that I listen to that just remind me of just the fun we used to have.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
awesome.
man. She loves her some BB King. Honey. She used to get down. It is so hilarious. It's so hilarious.
That's awesome. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I want to change gears a little bit. I as if what we didn't talked about, as if that wasn't heavy enough. Um, there's an inspirational piece in this, and I know how important it is for you to to talk about this, and so let's get into it. You have been
Okay.
diagnosed with a terminal cancer.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Um. Well, it's called a glioblastoma, and it's a form of brain cancer that there isn't a lot that can be done with for it. You can do chemo and radiation, which I do. Surgery in most cases is frowned upon because you can lose sight, hearing, loss of motor functions, memory. A lot of people who have surgery on that type of tumor end up in hospice care for at the most 6 months and end up dead within less than one. Um, it's 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 very, very humbling. It's something that I never thought would happen,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something that I realized has made me realize just how strong a person can be. Not just me, but anyone who's dealing with any type of sickness. Because when you hear those words, there is something in you that completely crumbles.
Wow.
But there's also something in you that fights,
Mm-hmm.
that absolutely is like, I want to live every moment. Now, not every day is like that,
Mm-hmm.
but you try. And that's the one thing that if anybody's going through anything, not just cancer, anything, that as long as you try, as long as you have that fight in you, you'll be fine.
With so many, with what you just described, with so many things coming from that treatment that work against you,
Mm-hmm.
why why risk it?
Come on. Who, there are so many things against you in that fight. I do have to admit, I'm dealing now with the memory loss and some equilibrium problems, headaches, the shakes. you just have to get to a point where you're like, I will not let it beat me.
Yeah.
Yes, you have your bad days. You have those days where all you want to do is lay in the bed. You just want to cry some days, and those days are okay. As long as you have those days where you're like, let's get this going, I'm going to fight this. Because there's always, always, always something to fight for. There's always something inside you that's like, it's not it. Don't give up yet. And I'm not going to give up until the doctors are like, Kiyah, there's nothing else that we can do. Okay, well, there's nothing else you can do. Let me go find somebody else that can do something.
Right.
I have researched my own treatment plans. I talked to the doctor today about a new treatment plan. Because I still work, and I still have to work to be able to afford medicine, which is too expensive. To afford co-pays and things, even the health insurance, things are still so expensive. And I still work. A lot of people don't. And you have to find like a medium between things.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing mine the conventional way, but I'm doing one that I know can help. It can help me. It may not be right for you, but you just have to find what works for you. If you think that your treatment plan or the way you're going about it may not work for you, do some research.
Yeah.
Try to find something that will work for you. Bring it up to your doctor. The worst thing they can tell you is no. Okay, then why don't we sit here and talk and we try to find something that works?
So you kind of regain that level of control, whereas a lot of people, where in some situations people feel like, well, there is no control over it. You take it upon yourself to research the treatments yourself. You've taken it upon yourself to go and find the doctors yourself. All right, you can't do anything. Let's go somewhere else. That's amazing. Like, that's awesome. I mean, like I said, I'm inspired.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have my days. I had one yesterday. I just cried all day long. And, you get to a point where, yes, you do want to give up some days. Because some days you're like, I'm over this. You go to chemo and you spend the whole night up and down all night. You're sick, you're hot, you're sweating, you're throwing up. And you want to give up. But at the end of the day, you want to live. I am 30 years old. Did I think I was going to have to be dealing with this? No. But I want to live to see 35. I want to be 40. I want to do something that maybe I can get this tumor to a place where it can be controlled. It may never go away, but there are people who have it under control. They have to go through treatment. They have to go through this, and they have to go through that. That's fine. As long as it's something that control it and I can keep living, I'm going to fight.
When did you first realize something was wrong?
I was actually going to the hospital, and I fell down some stairs. I had been having seriously bad headaches and just fell down some stairs, and one of my doctors was like, no, we're going to go get you checked out. That's okay. She's like, I want to make sure you didn't hurt nothing in your head. Okay. Hospital go pay for all that. That's fine. Came back. Kiyah, you have a tumor. And you sit there looking at them like, I'm sorry, what?
Right.
Yeah. Found out I had a tumor. And as long as I've been dealing with cancer, I've always found a way to kind of deal with it, and then I go into attack mode. But for some reason, this time is different because your brain is like the center of you.
Right.
It's what makes you. And, with some tumors, there are personality changes and hormone changes, and it can feel like it's taking you over. It's how I can describe it. Like sometimes I feel like it's taking me over because I feel like my body isn't mine.
Right.
But I just found the love of my life and got engaged, and
So,
my happily ever after hasn't even started yet.
so,
And
so,
I'm like, I'm dealing with this.
was were you? So you're engaged now. Were you guys together when you got diagnosed, or did this come after?
Yes. Just got diagnosed earlier this year.
Okay.
And that was one of the hardest things that I have ever had to do. Anytime I have any kind of bad news, I get so choked up just even thinking about telling him.
How long did you
Because
hold on to it before you
I
told him?
could the hurt. I could see the hurt when I tell him. So, I'm tearing up now.
I'm sorry.
All right. Oh, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
How long did
Yeah,
you hold on to that news before you told him?
I told him that day.
And what did he say?
When I found out, there was serious concern. He was like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" He has family who has died from cancer, so he's seen what it's done to people. And his care for me was like, what's gonna happen? It's like there's always questions. Well, what's going on? What's this? What's that? So, it was hard, but I had to tell him because I'm like, there's nothing else I can do.
Yeah. Was this before you all got engaged or after?
After.
Wow. How is he handling it?
He's very brave for me. Like, he is my rock. I sat here and cried yesterday. He's like, "Babe, stop crying, stop crying, stop crying." Like, he always wants me to fight and find a way to fight. But I know, like, there's a part of him that's hurting a little bit because of it.
What do you worry about the most with him in this ordeal?
Okay, here comes it. Um, I worry that I don't want to be a burden on him.
Oh man.
Like, if something may ever happen to me, I don't ever want to be a burden on him. I've set up, my directives in my will as to how I want my care handled. And I definitely want him to have to pause his life to have to take care of me. And I know he would because he loves me. But I just don't want to be a burden to him.
But when you love somebody, they're not a burden. You're not a burden on him.
Well, it would be hard, like, a lot of times in brain tumors, and I've had one myself. I had a very, very small stroke, and I didn't know until after the fact. I got the typical back that I actually had one. With strokes, strokes are so debilitating. You get to a point where you can't take care of yourself. That's what happened to my great aunt. She had a stroke, and then she had a stroke at her brain, and was completely unable to do anything. I saw how she was hurting, and I saw what that did to her, and I saw the way that I saw and I felt her pain. So I don't want them to have to wonder, well, what would Kyle want to do? Or, what should I do? I have everything together. So, and I know he loves me. And if anything happened to me, he would do everything in his power to try to make sure that I was okay. But I felt that hurt. I felt it. And I'm just for him a little bit of that pain.
Do you two have children?
No. Unfortunately, the ovarian cancer I had before, it's not letting me have any kids. But that's her. I've come to terms with that. And we're okay.
What? That's heavy and all of that, and that's a lot. But you still find a way to go forward, and like you said, you have your bad days, and that's okay. It's fine to acknowledge those. You know what I mean? That's what makes us human. What helps you? What helps you maintain your spirit?
I have some of the most amazing people around me, like, that could ever be around anybody. My circle is very small, but they're amazingly encouraging. Not only my fiance, but my best friends, like, one of my best friends just had a baby, and she named her baby Kiyah, which is my first name is Kiyah, my middle name is Elaine. She named her child after me.
Wow.
There is no, like, that just touched me when she told me about it. I cried.
Wow.
There's another one of my best friends. Like, I have a fund now with my medical expenses. She tweets about it every day. She handles all of that, to try to help. She encourages me every day. She asks me how I'm doing. We just talked earlier. She's like, I just want you to know that you're loved and appreciated. I have some of the best people around me that I can have around me.
People are amazing. When you when
They
you
are
when you give them a chance to be people, people can be awesome. And
amazing.
and we need that now more than ever. And the fact that you have some awesome people in your life, that that's inspiring in itself. I,
I tell them all the time, I don't know what I would do without y'all because some days, and I'll text one of them and I'll be like, look, I'm having this kind of day. And they're like, just talk to me. Just talk to me. And either just talking about it or maybe not talking about it. Because some days you don't want to talk about it.
right.
You just want to be normal. Like, I haven't day I just want to be normal. I want to just say, have a day where I don't have to focus on it. Like, I just want to laugh with my best friend or, lay up on the couch and watch him with my man. Like, I don't want to think about it. And they let you be you without putting so much emphasis on what you're going through sometimes. And it's amazing.
How are you able to work with such a heavy condition?
It's not easy. I can tell you that there are a lot of days I don't want to move. And I'm going to work and been sick at work. And they're very understanding. They're very understanding. I just kind of have to make sure that I take a pill for energy and I take all my vitamins and try to keep my strength up as much as I can, so that I can work. Because everything is so expensive. And medical bills pile up on you at the speed of light. Because everything has a bill. Like, I go to the doctor, all I'm hearing is, the accountant calculator going. That's always me in my head. And you just kind of try to keep ahead of it.
So
I make myself work. I make myself go to work.
well, but I mean, like, you already have a lot on you. Anyway, why force work on yourself?
Well, tried to get disability. Disability was denied. And
Really?
there's a waiting period before, yes. There's a waiting period before you can apply again. And even then, it's not guaranteed that it'll be accepted.
Well, what's the qualifications for disability if having a brain cancer, being terminally ill doesn't qualify
I,
for it?
I, I know people who have had cancer who have had other things. I know a lady who had MS and was denied
So what are we
disability.
giving it for?
I cannot call it like the.
Yo, that is crazy to me. Like, yeah, if this is not worthy of disability, what are, like when we're done? I'm going to look up what we give disability for.
Like, there are so many different things. Like, I know people who have disability who weren't, especially on disability for, like, back pain.
What?
But there are other people, yeah, but there are other people who can't get it. And there are a lot of people who misuse disability and are the reasons why others can't get approved.
What was their reasoning?
I'm not,
When you applied, what was the reason that they gave you?
Oh, they said something about I hadn't been. I believe it was that I hadn't been sick long enough. Like I had just got diagnosed, and they needed more information. I had, I had doctors sending notes and this and that, and they were like, "Oh, well, you still have to wait. You know, the waiting period." I got a lawyer that didn't help. That was another bill. You know,
So wait, they so they
I
told you
took.
so they basically said you don't have enough brain cancer.
I don't remember the exact wording, but I remember faxing a letter to my lawyer, and my lawyer being like, "Oh no, we're not having it." And my
That's
lawyer fought that for like over a month, and I still have to wait to reapply.
okay. So when can you apply again?
He gave me another month, I do believe.
You're in Ohio, right?
He said, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and he said, um, he will let me know when it's okay for me to reapply. And as soon as I do, I have all my information ready. But like I found out, unfortunately, there's still people who misappropriate funds that it makes it hard for other people.
That pisses me off. Like
It,
that.
it really,
That's
it
angry.
really is bad.
That's wow. So all right.
I couldn't believe it.
So you not only you work, I guess, essentially because you have to, and you can't get
Mm-hmm.
disability, as it stands. I wholeheartedly believe that they will give it to you. I mean, they gotta give it to you, like seriously. But so anyway, what I'm getting to is you have a crowdfunding, just something uh, to help you pay the bills when you can't get to work.
Sure.
Tell us about that,
It,
and I will put
it,
a link for it in my bio. I'll put a link for it on my site. I will link it in the show notes for this interview. Um, but just tell us about it and why you started it and where people can go to get it and just anything.
Let me tell you what really made me started. Like I was on Twitter one day because a lot of times when I get on Twitter and I laugh and joke, Twitter is really my escape
Mm-hmm.
because people are so crazy on Twitter that it makes you laugh,
Yeah.
even when you don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was on Twitter one day and this girl was had a GoFundMe to help her get to Vegas to get to somebody's fight party.
That bullshit. I remember that.
And I said to my best friend, like, you know, I just had this idea in my head. So maybe I'm not as crazy as these other people. You know, what do you think if I started a crowdfunding account? And she was like, I think it would help. And I was like, something to help me um, pay for some medicine. Because medicine is expensive. Even with health insurance, medicine is expensive. And, you know, co-pays and things like that. And we did our research and looked at it, and then we basically set one up. And people have been so generous. Um, I'm at like $2,700 raised so far.
Wow.
And it's just an outpouring of not only if people can't go, they retweet it, they share it. I've gotten so many tweets or DMs just about people who are like, you know, your strength is amazing. If I was you, I would have done this or that. I just, you know, admire your strength. Like people say some of the most uplifting things. to you. And they don't know that at that moment you may have needed it.
Right.
Like you may have been having a bad day and you needed it. Like they don't understand. Like, and I always try to say, thank you and I appreciate it.
That's amazing. What I like about it is it shows when I went, it shows who's donated. If you don't mind, I want to read to my listeners, just the excerpt that you have on the on your CrowdRise. It's crowdrise.com / Kiyah Elaine, and again, like I said, I will have this linked into the show notes and pretty much everywhere. But it says, "My name is Kiyah Elaine. I'm 30 years old. I'm engaged to a wonderful man who I love more than mere words could ever express. I overthink sometimes. I have been told that my laugh is infectious. I'm pretty much an expert at pedicures and manicures. I also have cancer. I've been down this road before. I've had ovarian cancer as a teen, which spread to uterine cancer when I became an adult. It was a hard fight, but I did it. I beat them both. I continued on in my life. My life was a proud two-time cancer survivor. I worked, hung out with friends, and found my other half. I met and fell in love and moved to be with my fiance. Life was going well until a couple of months ago when I started experiencing pains in my stomach. Numerous tests showed that it was a uterine tumor. It was not cancerous, but they did require surgery to be removed. Complications during the surgery caused them to not be able to remove the entirety of the tumor. At the same time, I was also having strange symptoms unrelated to the uterine tumors. Headaches, mood swings, loss of equilibrium were plaguing me for months. It was only when I fell down the stairs at a hospital and underwent a CT scan did I find out what was causing it. A tumor. Further testing since has shown that it was Gliobastoma Multiforme Grade 2, a form of brain cancer. The cancer that I twice fought so hard to beat entered my bloodstream, went to my brain, and manifested itself into a malignant tumor. This time I can't beat the cancer. This is a fast growing and aggressive form of brain cancer that, in my case, is inoperable. The tumor is located in my cerebellum, aka the little brain. It helps to control motor movement, coordination, equilibrium, and muscle tone, and is surrounded by blood vessels. Any type of operation would kill me instantly or put me in a vegetative state. The doctors tell me that with treatment and medication, I can live for at least 3 more years. I want those years. I need those years. The treatments are thankfully covered by insurance, but the medication is not. The medications are costly and are truly what help me to sustain a long life as possible. As long a life as possible. The added burden of lost wages from when I will inevitably have to stop working is also looming over my head. So I'm starting this fund to help cover the cost of medication and lost wages. I am starting this fund because I want to live as long as possible. This is a life fund, a living fund. I have not let cancer stop my life before, and I refuse to let it stop me now. Thank you for taking the time to read my story. And some of the people it shows that has donated, we have a Michelle, we have Jamaican Honey, that's Nori, we have Naconia, we have Justin Robinson, Sean. Let's see here, who else do we have? It says Isis Green. I know a few of these people. Anonymous. 5/5 from the NWAP cast. He'll be on here shortly. Have Oscar, Danica, Jers, and Robin. Jers was on the last week's show. Lakeisha Burris,
And
Natasha.
he did an amazing vlog about me that just like really brought me to tears. Like it was amazing.
Who Jers did?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find that and link to it. I had no idea. But when you got,
I do.
go
I
ahead.
think I have it.
Send it to me.
I think I have it. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, send it to me. But again, what's like I said, what's amazing for it is not, and I'm not gonna talk about the amounts because that's irrelevant. But when
Mhm.
you guys go to the site, you guys can see the number of people that are stepping in with the cars, and and it shows the amount that they put. I think I've seen as little as $5, and I think I've seen as much as 200. And I only bring that up to say that every little bit counts. And like she said, she's not letting cancer beat her. She just wants to. She just wants to have her medications paid and just to continue to live another day. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair. It says 2 weeks ago you put, I found out that my tumor is not responding to treatment and is growing. Prayers, kind words, and donations, if you can, are greatly appreciated. And it shows that you
Yeah.
have well over $2,700. Like this is, like I said, humans can be so awesome when they want to be.
Mhm. I had found out that the radiation alone wasn't helping, and I kind of had to go at it with the chemo too.
Uh huh.
Um, I was hoping that I would be able to do one or the other, and I wouldn't have to do both because it's very, very hard to still try to work and do both of those. But I found a way that I can do, you know, so many weeks of chemo, then I do so many weeks of radiation, and it's kind of like a split course treatment that kind of are helping. So that's what I'm doing now. But the day that I found that out, and there was so much support. Like all my updates go to my Twitter, and so many people are like, praying for you and just stay strong. And like you said, people are amazing.
Yeah.
And even if they can't donate, like I would say any amount of. Some people think that if they can't do a certain amount, like it won't matter. I don't feel that way. Any amount is appreciated, and any amount is encouraged. And even those who don't donate have words of encouragement, and those help too.
That's amazing. I am. I'm definitely going to donate. So I mean, you don't have to worry about that there. But I'm just. I am. Like I said in the beginning, I am so inspired by you. It's it's such a powerful journey, and you're such a remarkable individual, and somehow or another, you still find and maintain the strength to just get up and do it again the next day, and that's to be applauded.
I just, I never look for any kind of applause or any kind of recognition or anything. I just try to fight. Because, there was a point in time where the doctor was like, well, maybe she wants to be 18. And I saw 18. You know, cancer will go into remission and not be okay. And then it'll come back. And then you still have to fight. And now there's this. I want supposed to be 18 and I'll be 31 in December. That is a blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. And if I can still fight, then your Lord will fight with me.
Well, it looks like you got several people on your team. You're not fighting this by yourself, and count me as another one because I'm right there with you.
I was getting ready to say there are amazing people like you and Dante and Lance who have me on podcasts who allow me to tell my story and get it out there so people know that no matter what you're going through, it doesn't have to be cancer. It doesn't have to be, one person might not see it as something, but you might see it as something. But as long as you fight, And as long as you stay prayed up, you can try to be the best you that you can be. There are amazing people like y'all that have these podcasts that allow us to get this out there, and y'all are amazing.
Well, I mean, it's I consider it a privilege that you could have said no. I thank you for coming on. Like, seriously.
I would never say no. Never.
Well, I tell you what, you got a homie in me for life. So, for better or for worse, you're gonna have to deal with that and put up with that. So, I just want you to know that you if you thought you had a choice in the matter, you damn sure don't, because I ain't going nowhere. You're gonna have to accept.
Now I know.
You're gonna have to accept these texts and these phone calls. You have to get tired of these. How you feeling? Is everything cool? What you do today? You got to deal with that for me. So sorry. Sorry, not sorry. What they say on Twitter, sorry, not sorry. Really sorry, but very not sorry. If you're feeling some kind of way, sorry, not sorry.
Oh, man. I needed that last man. Wow. I appreciate it. I really, really do.
No problem. No problem. Anytime you just want to talk about anything, feel free to send me a text or shoot me a call. I do not mind.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I do.
Before we get out of here, is there anything else on your mind, or anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to cover, or anything I might have missed?
Can we talk about something not related to cancer right quick?
Fuck cancer! Damn it!
Okay. Hashtag for cancer. That is in my bio. I just want to say to all the people out there that think it's okay to have sex with all these Twitter people and then set them out on the timeline.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I was like, well, wait a minute.
I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all lives together.
Okay.
Because all these fruit fly stories and these bed bug stories.
Yo, I just saw something about some bed bugs. Yo, whoa, what the fuck?
Hashtag team too much.
Yo, all right. So when you was like, because you paused a little bit, you were like, I just want to say sometimes to having sex with all these Twitter. I was gonna have to figure out whether I needed to edit that part out, because hey, anyway. But okay, all right. But that was your intro. But you really, it came back around and you had meaning for it. Okay, I got you. And setting them out on the timeline, like it was like a 5-second pause. I was sweating. And setting them out on the timeline and have bed bugs. Okay, cool. I can fight with you on that one.
Because it seems like every other day somebody's getting set out for something on the timeline.
Yeah. You know what that is? That's people that's... Go ahead.
So I'm going to need y'all, to stay low and build, or, stay low and spray bugs.
Yo, I think what that is that's people that's like, all right, so they just so happy that they done got them some, and they need people to know that they did it. I guess apparently it's not even, it didn't happen if don't nobody else know it, or whatever the case. I don't know. It's hard for me to dive into that psychology.
Lies, hashtag lies you tell. Because listen, y'all can stay low and have that between y'all, or just because they get you go right, don't mean you always got to go left.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
Once Twitter get all of that, especially black Twitter, your mention or now in jeopardy.
Absolutely. You asked for that too. You asked for it.
You did.
You know what I always
why
tell
you
people?
have to tell? Why you tell with all your business?
Yo, let me tell you. My friend China said something a while back. China said, what did she say? I don't know if y'all realize it or not, but social networks are optional.
Yes.
China said social networks are optional. And here's the thing, right? I can't get past this. It's like, in order for someone else to know your business, you have to have told it first.
And you have to, sometimes you just need to hit that discard button on that sheet.
Yeah.
Them 140 characters, my G. Them 140 characters are not worth it.
Wow.
I promise you, they are not worth it. Like, I started, and, I've read the fruit fly story and stuff, bed books the other day, and I was just like, y'all are doing way too much.
That's something, like, I was at work and I just kept seeing bed bugs fly across my timeline, like the word, right? So I'm gonna search it later and kind of figure out what the origin of this is. But I thought it was something scientific. What you telling me? These are just dirty motherfuckers.
Pretty much. Dude was mad. The girl had said something bad to him, and he was like, "Yeah, I still hit." And she was like, "You had bed bugs, so hold up."
Wow. So he brought that on himself.
Hold up. So, what you telling me is you knew he was dirty.
Right. Because my man said my man said he hit it again, and she was like, "Yeah, but you got bed bugs." You see what I'm saying right there? Like, nobody else peeped it. I hit it again, which means I hit it more than once. At what point did you realize he had bed bugs?
And then she was like, "Yeah," and I went back, and every time I went back, hold on, every time you went back, how many times was this, homegirl? And he was like, "Yeah, I sat in this chair." Oh, okay.
Did she, on one of those times that she came back, did she come back with the courtesy can of Raid?
Questions that need answers.
Questions that need answered. I can't wait to go back and find out.
Did you bring the orchid man with you one of the times you came back?
Right.
Like,
did you bring that Orchids gift card?
Like, I just, I wanted to end on a lighter note.
Of course.
Something that I thought was funny, yet a little disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, that's wild. Yeah, I mean, I definitely can support your I can support your movement and keeping that sort of thing away. We can definitely crusade against that. That's cool.
Man. Hashtag stay low.
Stay low and clean, goddammit. Stay low and spray. Dang, man, that's terrible. That's horrible.
And the jokes gonna continue to fly.
Oh yeah. I hadn't even got in there yet.
Like, I saw a bed bug, Lele or whatever, with a chain around his neck. I was like, you know what, I'm done with Twitter, because y'all take it so far that you can't help but die laughing. You really can't.
So hold on, wait. Let me tell you what the foulest part of this is. So at neither point when they went to sleep, nobody was like, night, don't let the bed bugs bite. Nobody said that? Because my mama used to say that to me every night, and I ain't never got bit by no damn bed bugs.
Like, you couldn't feel that, though?
Sleep tight, damn
it. It just made me... You ever heard a story and it just made you itch a little bit? Like, I heard that and I was like, yeah.
Man, hearing this
Like,
makes me feel like I need to dust
that's such
ASAP.
wrong. Oh, that is the worst kind of threesome I have ever heard in my life.
How you
And
not?
I'm going to need y'all to get y'all eyes together.
How you not tell them sleep tight? Don't let the bed bugs bite. How you didn't say that to that person?
Oh, man.
I'm not understanding. I can't wait till I get a hold of this, man. I'm about to find out. Damn it.
I can't deal with you today. And you ain't even started it, and I know you're going to have me hollering.
Man, I can't wait to go and take a look at this and figure out what's going on.
Twitter, like I said, Twitter's my escape. Like, I go in there and I laugh so hard.
That's cool.
I like some of these stories. It's just great.
Well, I tell you what, Kiyah, this was as touching as it was. I had fun. This is fun.
I did fun.
I'm glad.
We had our lifetime moment. We can't bounce back.
Right.
We bounced back.
I used to be like, Mama, why you sit up here and watch this 6-hour Lifetime movie every day and be sitting here crying? I be like,
you can't help it.
She'll tell me, no, just sit right here for 5 minutes. And I be into it too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't whack ass biographical, them biopics.
Hey, don't do that.
No, I watch them because they be full of shit. I can't believe how far left they go.
Lifetime used to be good because these movies used to be real about real people, and now they just real whack.
Yeah. Long gone are the days when they would play The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. They don't play those movies no more.
No.
Well, yeah. Thanks for.
Can't see nobody boil a bunny, you know. You don't see that no more.
Right.
Okay? Now they boiling body parts. See, that's Dateline, though. Wait a minute.
Yeah. You get your channels and your shows mixed up.
All I'm saying. But Lifetime is getting on that level of crazy.
Well, I won't be around. Don't they got more than one Lifetime channel now?
They do. Lifetime with a whole movie network. They don't do nothing but show Lifetime movies.
Shit,
they got one Lifetime
real movies out today.
All women shows. Like, yeah. This is Snap generation. Snap, crackle, and pop.
Right. Absolutely.
Well,
like I said, this was fun. I thank you for coming on the show and sharing your story and having a good time.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem.
Thank you so much for having me. I do appreciate it.
Go ahead and plug something. Plug your crowdfund, plug your Twitter, plug anything you got going on or where they can find you or anything like that.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Black Honey. My crowdfund page, the link is in my bio. You know, if you have it in your heart to donate, share it, you know, whatever. If you just want to say something, I'm always here to listen, and I always appreciate it. Just keep fighting. If you're listening, if you know somebody's going through it, or you're going through it, just keep fighting. That's all I have to say. Keep fighting.
And there it is, good people. You heard it here. Keep fighting. That's Kiyah, Black Honey on Twitter. Look for the crowdfund. I'm gonna tweet it out. I'm gonna have it on the website. Probably give it its own page. Put it on the home page, something like that. It'll be in the show notes for this. Wherever you listen to this podcast, look for the show notes. It'll be the show notes on some is just a description. On if you're listening to it on your iPhone and you're listening to it in the podcast app, just touch the logo when you hit play or swipe down on the logo when you hit play. The show notes will show up there. But that's all I got. And I will probably this will not be the last time that you guys hear her on my podcast, because if she wants to come back, I will have her. I'm putting something together where I can have her back. Also, in the future, I'm going to have some spots where I have some guest hosts. So some of you guys, Kaya, if she's interested, can be a guest host. She can help me interview other
Can
people.
I?
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
Why
it
not?
would be lit. Oh, yes.
Why not? Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We need to interview like fruit fly dude or something.
I
Like
tell
he
you,
needs to.
I mean, you know what? Because we just realized that there are questions that, like you said, we need answered. Damn it! Shit. Were you aware that you had fruit fly?
Oh,
Oh man! So anyway, we gonna look forward to that coming out, guys. Also, one other thing. So I am going to do. I'm looking for questions because I know people have them. Send me your questions on any of your health insurance questions, the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obama, health benefits, any of those things. Send those questions to me because I'm going to have an episode dedicated to that. I recently realized that there's a lot of people that are not aware of the benefits that you guys have with the Affordable Care Act or even your own health insurance. One of the benefits that you guys have right now, Kaya is an example of it. 2 years ago, she would not have been able to get insurance with her cancer. Under the Affordable Care Act, you can get insurance with pre-existing conditions. This certainly is a pre-existing conditions. Or what they would do is they would rate you up, meaning they would charge you a lot more for it. Cancer usually would just be a disqualifier. The only way you could get it is if you had group coverage. Under the Affordable Care Act, what you guys affectionately call Obamacare, that's one of the benefits of it. But on that episode, I'm going to go into it. I'm going to answer your questions. I am going to give you guys the ins and outs and answer your health benefit questions so that you guys can understand why it is important for you guys to have health insurance. So look forward to that in the future. All right, Kaya, that's all I got.
oh, bye.
I'd like to thank our guests for coming on today. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, send an email to otap@writeme.com. Follow the conversation on Twitter by searching the hashtag OTAP, that's OTAP, or following us on Twitter at OTAP Show. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Android users can listen to the podcast on Podcast Republic. Just download the app and search OTAP Show. On behalf of our guest, I'm your host, Corey, and I'll see you back here next week on the Air Podcast, starring you.